My name is Roxanne Wilson. I'm the senior trainer here at Penny, and welcome to Penny. It's an exciting time for sure. And you'll see more and more why as you dive into Penny. A little about me. I was a lawyer who decided she didn't want to practice law. And so like any good lawyer getting out of law, I did a reality show. I was fired on national TV. And then from there went on to be a host on a morning radio show. I was also a host for an international shopping network and then stumbled into network marketing. I enjoyed so much about network marketing, especially the people and all that I learned, but I realized that what I was really passionate about was helping network marketers get the business tools like Penny needed to really help you catapult your business in a great way. And so that's why I'm so excited. I'm with Penny and I'm truly excited for you all today. So shall we meet Penny? Let's do it. Today, I'm going to show you around it, give you the basic tools so you feel comfortable with Penny, and give you a tour of it. We'll be doing all this. Don't worry, I'll get you out in time. I want to be respectful of your time. Okay, so let's go ahead and dive in. What I want you to know, and Heike said this so well, is Penny really serves as two basic functions. First and foremost, Penny is all about connections, right? And you know, when you're growing your business and you're talking to prospects, team members, and associates and customers, it's all about being connected. So Penny will organize that for you. What I mean by that is you can stop using spreadsheets. You can stop using a Rolodex, perhaps. You can stop using pieces of paper and notebooks, and you can put it all inside of Penny, and it will be with you on the go. The second thing that Penny does for you is Penny is all about communication. See, she realizes if Penny was just about connections and putting all in one space, then she's like an organizer. And there's nothing wrong with an organizer, but you want a personal assistant. Penny is going to prompt you to have communications with your prospects, your customers, and team members. Because as you and I know, if you don't talk to someone, your business is not going to grow. So Penny is going to help you and give you those gentle nudges to get you into activity. One of the things I love about this too, especially for you, for those of you who are promoters and you're growing your business, is this is duplicatable in a way where anyone can pick it up and Penny can be that person customized for them as well too. So what exactly does Penny do for your business? Well, Penny's about communications and connections. So always remember that. But I do want to let you know, for those of you who have not downloaded Penny yet, you can simply go to getpenny.com to download Penny today. Or you can go to your app store, and Penny is available in the Google Play and in the Apple Store. So we love everybody. Okay, so Penny's available, and what you're going to find is Penny is highly functional in both ways. I'll show you a little bit of both a little bit later. But for a moment, I just want to take you back to when I was a network marketer. I would get up certain days and I'd just say, my goodness, I would just love someone to tell me who to talk to, when to talk to them, and what to talk to them about. Have you guys ever felt that way? I want you to know that Penny is exactly that. Think of her as your AI, your artificial intelligence, your virtual assistant, who will give you daily tasks, who will remind you to do things you're never going to forget about touching base with that person you said you're going to touch base with. And you're also going to find Penny's going to help you give your customers that red carpet service and also help you really be in tune with your team and see who and how you can help your team out and coach them up and give them recognition. All those things in one app. So again, Penny is all about communication. And so let me show you how this works. Okay, so here's the Penny process simplified. All right. And by the way, I'm so excited that Manatech is giving you Penny for free. Y'all, that is amazing and fantastic. There's no blockade or no excuse not to dive into Penny. And if for a second you're thinking to yourself, well, but Roxanne, I'm not very tech savvy. Can I just tell you, and Joellen said this, and she's absolutely right, you cannot break Penny. So now that you know you can't break it, and you know that it's free, and you know that it will help you with your business, there are no blockades. Just dive in and start using it. All right. So the way the Penny works, if we lifted up the hood for a moment, is this. You will add your prospects into Penny. And when you add a prospect, someone you're talking to about the business or about product, Penny will go ahead and prompt you to do that reach out. And then we'll actually schedule follow-ups for you over and over again until the person becomes either an associate or becomes a customer. Now, When they become an associate or a customer, the Manatech back office automatically talks to Penny and alerts them of that. Once they're alerted of that, then the cycle will start. Either they'll be in the customer care cycle, which I'll show you that in a moment, or they'll be set up as one of your associates. So you'll have team information about them that you can take a look at and will help you in giving them recognition and celebrating them. So all you need to do is put in your prospect and let Manatech talk to Penny, and all that is set up and good to go. Okay, so there are 3 types of tasks inside of Penny. The first one is what we call a prospecting task. I know you all are familiar with that word. What I want you to know is you're going to have a reach out task and a follow-up task. Reach out tasks, just so you know, in Penny are the first time you talk to someone. So the first time you talk to someone, it'll be considered a reach out. Every time you talk to them and follow up with them after will be called a follow-up. The second type of task, well, and as you can see, let me just mention this too. This is important. Why is it important to have prospecting? And I saw someone asking actually in the chat earlier, is this for prospecting as well too? And yes, you do have the ability to prospect in this. One of the great things about it is as long as you put them inside of Penny, Penny is going to support you in any way you want to communicate with them. So if you're communicating via text message, by calling them, by using Facebook Messenger, LinkedIn, Instagram, Kakao Talk, all sorts of different versions, or you can copy and put it into an email. So you will always you'll have that capability, and you're going to have an ability to never forget them. Have you ever had that moment where you realize, oh my goodness, I was supposed to talk to so-and-so about, I was supposed to talk to Jenny and I forgot to talk to Jenny. And now this is personal. I have found envelopes, I've found napkins, I've found business cards and old handbags of people that I meant to talk to and was supposed to follow up with while I was doing network marketing, and I'm still finding them today. As long as you put the prospect inside of Penny, you will never forget about them, because Penny will never forget about them and she will always remind you. Yeah, oh yeah, Olga, yes, sticky notes too. She's totally right. Sticky notes, how could I forget the sticky notes? You're gonna put those sticky notes, you're gonna put those prospects inside of Penny. Okay, now the second type of task that you have inside of Penny is called what we call your customer care task. And this is all about that red carpet service. You know, what we know to be true, and this will, I think, ring true with you as well too, is if you're cultivating and continuing that relationship with your customers, they're going to keep on purchasing and keep on purchasing. I was talking to Joanne before this, and she mentioned to me, she said, you know, that all of her top leaders internationally across the world happen to be people who were customers first. And if we simply just stop by getting that one-time sale with someone and we don't really touch base with them, we're not cultivating that relationship. This gives them the ability to fall in love with the product. And the next thing you know, they also want to be associates. So you're really going to find that this is going to help you do it, because I know that you all love your customers. That's no doubt about it. You love the product. That's one of the reasons you're in the business. But the truth of the matter is, when you're doing all the things all the time, you might forget, right? You might forget to touch base with your customers. And this is how Penny is really going to help you with that. So let me go ahead and show you what we call the customer care cycle. So, oh, it's hiding from me. Give me 1 second. I'm going to hop on over to it. Here it is. Okay. So here's your customer care cycle. I just want to walk you through this so you have a feel of how this is going to work. When someone purchases product from Manatech, what you're going to find is that the day after they purchase an order, after a retail order, I should say, you're going to get a thank you task that's going to show up inside of your daily. It's going to show up inside of Penny, letting you know and alerting you that a purchase has been made. You'll be able to see what the purchase is. So even if they purchase without you knowing, you'll be alerted and you can touch base with them and thank them for their purchase. Now, also know that 5 days after a referral link is used, you are also going to get an alert letting you know there was a customer referral. So you can go ahead and thank the person for that as well too. You're also going to find that there'll be a box opening task that's going to pop up 7 days after your order is placed. This gives you an opportunity to touch base with them, let them know about their tracking information. Also, a great opportunity to give them any tidbits that are going to set them up for success in getting the transformation they want from the product. I don't know about you, maybe you can relate, but when you're excited about something, you kind of forget to read the directions, right? Like, I'm ready to do it. And you might know certain things that will help set your customer up for success that they're just not going to read the directions to know about, but they will listen to you when you touch base with them and you're excited and you're reminding them of the order that they've made. So this is a great opportunity to do that. Now, you're also going to see a 14 and a 21 day check-in as well too. And those are set up for someone who's just started, who's doing retail. So you can touch base with them, remind them of their transformation, make sure, see if there's needs to be anything tweaked, and be supportive of them. Okay. Now, for those who are on subscription, just so you know, you're going to get 10 days after the order's placed, you're going to get a check-in with them, just making sure that everything is great, setting them up for success, reminding them of the transformation that they wanted. It's an ability for you to keep in connection with them. You're going to find that 21 days after, these are for people who are on a subscription, you're going to get what we call a reorder. And this is an opportunity for you to touch base with them. Sometimes it's great to talk to them about something that has nothing to do with the product. Just maybe you look at what's going on in their social media, or you know what's going on with them, and you touch base with them. Great opportunity to do that in the 21 days after the order is placed. Now, a question for you. Have any of you had the situation where you thought you did everything in your business, you're feeling good, it's 10 o'clock at night, you're laying down, everything's comfortable, the house is silent, and then you pop up, you have that, oh my goodness moment, because you realize you forgot to remind Nancy that her order was actually going to be automatically run the next day. Y'all, I had that moment more times than I would like to admit. What I want you to know is, as long as you're opening Penny, that's not going to happen, because 10 days before that subscription order is going to be placed again, you are going to get a reminder 10 days prior, so that you have 10 days before the order is going to run to touch base with them. And so that you have an opportunity to see if they need to tweak their order in any way and let them know it's coming. This is really powerful. Okay. Now, you might have noticed this circle on the left-hand side, and you might be wondering, what is this all about? Well, it's called what we call a reconnect task, and reconnect tasks are pretty amazing as well too. How many of you, I'm just curious, how many of you have someone who purchased, maybe they purchased for a while and they haven't purchased in 90 days, 120 days, it's been half a year? Any of you? It happens. Yeah, I see that. It happens. Totally happens. Did you know that we have found, by actual research, and by research I mean by network marketers, by associates just like you doing this, that when you touch base with someone who hasn't ordered within 120 days or more, they're more likely to order again. They just need that communication with you. Sometimes things fall through the cracks. They forget there's a life change, or maybe they were like, I don't need it, I'm great, I have my transformation, and they're like, wait, I do need it again. Or there's something else that I'd really love my associate to help me with. A reconnect task is going to be created by Penny, and it's going to show up on your daily whenever someone hasn't ordered for 120 days. This is phenomenal. And what I want you to think about as well too is when you only have a little bit of time, or maybe it's the end of the month and you're running for a promotion, or you're trying to get a goal. It's amazing if you just look at your reconnect tasks and take a moment and touch base with them and see how they're doing, see if they need something. You'd be surprised how many people do actually go, yes, I would like to place an order. So we have that task in there so you never forget about that person that could easily fall through the cracks because of life. So as you can probably see already, there's a lot of benefits to the customer care task. Wouldn't you guys agree? This is going to boost your retention. Customer satisfaction is going to go up because you're touching base with your customers on a regular basis. And let's not forget that your customers can very easily, curious actually, how many of you were customers before you became associates on the call today? A lot of people want to use the product and feel the transformation beforehand. And there's nothing wrong with going either route, right? We love both. We do. But this is a reminder to you that when you are in communication with your customers, those could be some of your best associates. And this will help you with that in a big, big way. Now, the third type of task that you're going to see inside of Penny is what we call your team care tasks. Your team care tasks are all about helping you to recognize your team, to take a look and see how your team is doing and maybe coach them up if they need help with that, and all the things. Now, I love team care tasks because it's duplicatable. Oftentimes we become a leader, you suddenly have associates and you're like, oh my goodness, I'm a leader, now what? And there's that oh no moment, right? Well, Penny is going to help you by showing you metrics that are going to help you know what to recognize someone for and know how to help someone. Now, two I want to call out that make that warm my heart are your first customer and your first teammate. How many years have you all been with Manatech? I'm curious. Are you, whoa, okay, here we go. 8 years, 28 years, 25 years, 23 years, 17 years, 22 years, 2 years. Whoa, and it keeps going. Okay, this is phenomenal. Here's my question for you all. One-ish, Ruth, welcome. This is your first year, that's fantastic. 3/4 of a year. How many of you remember how you felt when you decided to become an associate? Were you excited? Were you like, this is it? Were you terrified, like, oh my goodness? Or was it a mix of both of those things? Like, I believe in this, I really think it's going to work, but oh my goodness, I hope it works. Now I want you to get back to that feeling. And I want you to think about when you got your first customer, your first order, or you got your first business associate. How did that feel? I remember for me, that was like, oh my goodness, okay, this is going to work. When you get that first order, you get that first business associate, you're like, okay, you get that euphoric feeling. It's amazing. Now I want you to pretend and imagine that if, when you got that, all of a sudden someone above your team lead or the team lead above you, without you knowing it, like even before you get a chance to tell them, comes back and says, congratulations, I just saw you got your first associate. You're doing a great job. Or congrats on your first customer. That right there, that recognition is the difference between people who may fizzle out in the business or people who stay longer and go through and have an amazing journey. Recognition is an important thing in life, being seen. And so Penny is going to alert you when any of your team members have their first customer or their first teammate. I think it gives me goosebumps every time I talk about it. It's fantastic. So you now know the three different types of tasks. I think it's time for us to get in. Would you like to see what's going on here? I'm going to show you a little bit on the phone and I'm going to show you a little bit on the web so you get a feel for both of them. All right. But remember, there are more in-depth videos that are available for you on the Manatech website, and I'll also show you where you can get help here. All right. So this is when you open up the app, what you're going to find is that, I have all these reminders about today's updates. Okay, so when you open up the app, it's always going to go to the daily. Okay, and the reason for that is that Penny's about getting you into communication, right? And so she wants to prompt you, and here's your list of tasks to do on the daily. Now you're going to find that your first tasks are going to be your prospecting tasks. Then you're going to find your customer care tasks. And then below that, you're going to find your team care tasks. You may just need a slide. When you first open Penny, guess what you're not going to see? You're not going to see any reach out or follow-up tasks yet because you haven't put any prospects in. So don't fret, but you will see customer care tasks. I will show you today how to put in some prospects so you can get an activity. Here on the left-hand side, you're going to see underneath the daily, you'll see that little arrow. I want you to tap on that arrow. You've heard quite a few. You've heard Heike and Geraldine mention this, and Joellen. Although I love that Joellen, I would love for it to say like, good morning, angels. And we can say, good morning, Charlie, right? Good morning, Penny. But it does in writing, let's say good morning or good afternoon to you. What I want to show you here is it's going to ask you how hard you'd like to work today. And this is where you can decide whether you want easy does it, crank it up, or freight train. So if you have, for example, 15 minutes and you want to get a little something done, you would tap on easy does it. When you tap on easy does it, Penny will change the amount of tasks that you're going to get. If you are all in and you have a full day and you want to get a lot done, you can go ahead and tap over on freight train. And when you tap over on the freight train, it will change also the amount of tasks that you get. Now, once you decide what you want and crank it up is somewhere in the middle, you're going to tap on let's get started. and it will change this number you see right here on the amount of tasks that you receive. So just know that you can change that every single day to customize it to your needs. Now, also here, before we go into the daily, let me just show you a couple of things. At the bottom of the screen, this is where your toolbar is going to be. This is your menu bar for all things. On the left-hand side of the screen, you'll tap on Add. This is where you can add a contact one by one. So if you do have your contacts on the Post-its, on the envelopes, on the napkins, by simply tapping Add a Contact, you can add them one by one. I'll just tap on it so you can see. You'll put in their first name and last name. I encourage you, if you know where they live, the city and the state, that's fantastic. I'll show you why a little bit later, but it will allow you to find more information about them. You also will put in any of this information that you have. I realize you may not have their email address, or maybe you don't have their social media profile. Put in what you have for now, and then you can always add more later. So just for purposes of this, I'm going to put in, you know what, let me put in Tim. I usually put in Ben, but we're going to put Tim in today. Now, let me go ahead and add a little fake phone number just because I want to show you guys what happens after. This is not Tim's number, so do not call 555-55555. All right. And Tim, I don't know your last name, so I'm going to name you Tim Manitek. Excellent. Okay, so once you've done that, we'll pretend I put in other information, and we're going to tap on Create. Once you tap on Create, thank you. Altivator. Did I get that right? Once you do that, you're going to see that Penny's not done with you. She's going to invite you to categorize that contact. She wants to know, great, Tim is in. What is Tim to you? This is where you are going to decide. So if they're a prospect, you're going to tap on Prospect. And then at the bottom of the screen, you're going to tap on Categorize, that blue Categorize button. Once you do that, see, Penny is not a Rolodex, right? She's a step further, many steps further than that. So Penny is going to ask you, great, a prospect, when are you going to talk to Tim? Immediately getting you into communications and connections. Let's have those conversations. So you can decide, there's some pre-prescribed suggestions, or if you tap on Pick Date, it will open up the calendar and you can choose the date specifically. Exactly, Tanya, no more procrastination here. Now, I'm going to choose today for purposes of this, and then we'll tap on the blue schedule at the bottom left-hand side of your screen. We're not done yet. Penny's like, awesome. Now, because Penny knows you have a lot going on, and what you know about Tim now, you might forget about Tim tomorrow when you're going to have that connection. So you literally can put in any information about Tim you have. So I, for example, could say met at coffee shop, loves chai lattes. This will help me in communication with him in the future. So I'm going to tap on Add Note. Any information you have, put it in there. You also have an opportunity to add what we call a tag. This is your ability to categorize people so that when you're reaching back out to them, you have an opportunity. Like, let's say you want to reach out to everyone who loves chai lattes, or who's looking for something they can supplement with their drinks, for example, and you're like, I want to get all the people who love chai lattes. You can actually make a category right here by clicking on the tag. If I put chai latte, then everyone, and then I tap on the plus sign, I can make a category so that now Tim is categorized as chai, for people who like chai lattes. I can, Judy, I would categorize you put you in this category too. Now you can also add as many as you like. So for example, what if I wanted to do something like, maybe I wanted a category for dads, for example, or moms, because I know that I want to offer something around that time. You can add all the categories you like in here, and you just keep them coming. Tap on that plus sign. The only thing you don't need to make a category for, y'all, and I think you're gonna be like, Eureka, this is amazing, is for products that are purchased, because Penny is automatically talking to the Manitek back office. And when a product is purchased, Penny will automatically create a tag for anyone who's purchased that item. So just know that is taken care of. And Rita, you can be in the my chai latte tag as well too, for sure. Okay. Now, once you've done that, you're going to tap on Next at the bottom left-hand side of your screen. And Penny has now created that contact. Now notice we're right back at the daily. So I just want to show you something here. If I tap on Reachouts, look who's there. Tim Manitek is scheduled for today as my reach out. just like that. So just know. Now, if I set Tim up for 2 weeks from now, Tim wouldn't show up today. Tim will show up 2 weeks from now. Just know. So Penny will wait. And on that day you set it up, Penny will show up with that task for you. I'm going to tap on X at the bottom of the screen. That always takes you back. I'm going to go back to the add section for a moment. So let's tap on add again. We talked about add at contact. You can also add content. You've heard comments by Heike and Joellen about scripts. Y'all, how many of you have your note section in your phone, or you have a doc on your computer with language that you use? You tweak it, you zhuzh it up, but your basic foundational language, like the tree trunk that you use over and over again. Yeah, Wayne says plenty. I hear you. Here's the great news. Once you put them inside of Penny, they'll be waiting for you to use on the go on your phone, or waiting for you to use on the computer, and it'll make it super convenient and easy for you to go ahead and access that easily. So to add content, you'll simply go to the add content section right here, and you will have an opportunity to upload an image, add a video, add a PDF, or add a link, or skip it. Maybe you're like, I don't have that right now. That's fine. Here at the bottom of the screen, you just tap skip. So for the purpose of today, I'm just going to tap on skip. Okay. Once you do that, you'll have an opportunity to add the content name. I'm going to say test. You then select the type of task it's for. So for example, if let's say that you're making a script that's for, actually, let's say it's for a customer, and it's your check-in that you want to do with your customer. So you can actually categorize it as that. And when you categorize it as a check-in, every time you have a check-in task, you'll find that content is suggested for you. So I'm going to actually call this check-in. I'll remind it's test, check, I'm test. That's funny. All right. So then you can either copy your script over from the note section of your phone, or you can type it in here, or you can use the dictation feature and dictate it. I'll do that right here for purposes of this. Hi there, this is a test check-in, but I just wanted to touch base with you because it's been about 10 days since you've been using your product, period. How are you loving your transformation? ? Is there anything that I can do to assist ? Okay, and I would judge that up, but I just kind of have it there. Once you're done with it, oh, I hit that okay too quickly. Let me just show you this. I'll come back over here to show you. We'll pretend I did that script. I want to show you this right here. Down here, after you put in your script, you have an ability to use a link, okay? Now, the link is powerful, and it'll take you back here when you're ready to add that link. This is what I want you to know. You can use a link to your direct Manitech site, for example. Maybe it's about the product, or become an associate, or specific product. And when you add that link, whenever someone you shared this content with clicks on it, you're going to get an update letting you know, I'll get to know that Tim has used my link. All right. So for purposes of this, let me just go ahead and put one in. I'm going to put in, I'll put in pennyapp.com. Just to remind you, if you haven't downloaded, that's where you're going to download it. Okay. Hopefully she likes that. All right. Now, you also have an opportunity right here to categorize your content. So if you know this is content that's about a specific product, or content that you want to use specifically for a specific region, or whatever it may be, or maybe it's content you want to use seasonally, you can make a category for that content right here. So let's say it's content that I want to use for the summer. My summer content. I can add that and tap on add category. And so now it's been categorized as add content for summer, add category. Also, you have an opportunity to add it to the team library. This is where, yeah, and I agree with Ben, the PMW link is a perfect link to put in right there. Absolutely. Now here on add to team library, this is where if you'd like to share that content with your directs, you can do that. So you could create a script and then just as you're teaching your team how to use things, you can say, hey, check in your Penny. I've created a script for you to start and use and customize. And by simply just toggling that on, you'll be good to go there. Fantastic, right? I know, so good. Let me just type this in here so it'll let me go forward. Awesome. So then once you're done doing that, you will simply tap on save and the content will be created just like that. Okay, now let me take you through a few other things on this and then I will show you the website. So here on the daily, let's go to the daily here at the bottom. Let's go to the reach outs. I want to show you when you see Tim right here. If I tap on Tim, you're going to see content in here about a spring event coming up. This is suggested content. Let's say I'm like, that's not the content I want to use. Here where you see that content button, if you tap on that, this is going to open up your content library. Now, here's the great thing. Ben and team have put in scripts for you. So you already, if you're like, I don't have a script yet, Roxanne, that's okay. They've already put in scripts for you that will help you. Now, I always recommend whenever you are using a script, you always want to, of course, customize it to yourself, right? But it's a great place to start. So I'm going to tap on the GA bio. And when I click here, you can see what your content will look like. So it says, hey, and there's a spot right here. This is an indication to you to put in their name. You'll just simply tap on that section. I'm going to highlight it, and then I'll switch it to Tim. Get out all the extra there. And then I'll always read it. Make sure it's in language you would typically use. Change it up if it's not. And then you can, once you feel good about it, and you can just tap in here to change things up, you can tap share content. And then here's your share button. Okay, now the share button comes up. It has an opportunity to you can use text message. I mentioned this earlier, Instagram, LinkedIn, Facebook Messenger, WhatsApp, email, Kakao Talk, WeChat, or you could copy it and take it somewhere else. All right. Some things I want you to know about this. If it's grayed out, it just means that I haven't put that information yet in for Tim. And so you have an opportunity, I could click on it and then you can go back and add that information. But this is the information that I have. If you click on SMS, text message, for example, it's going to take you over, it'll take you out of Penny and over to your text message section. So just know that it will do that for you. All right. If you click on Facebook Messenger, it's going to take you out of Penny and over to the Facebook Messenger and open it up right there so you can have that communication. So your job after that is to come back, right? You're going to come back and let Penny know that you've completed that task. Okay. So just note that it'll take you out of it. The text that you've used, the content will either be you can paste it or to automatically populate depending on what you put it in. So just know that it'll be there waiting for you. All right. You always want to complete a task. Now, the other thing you need to know is that Penny will remember if you start and if you leave to go to Facebook Messenger, for example, to complete it, to do a task. I'll show you this right here. I'm just going to click on content. Great. I'm going to hit share content. And let's say I just hit on the copy because I wanted to put it somewhere. If I get out of Penny and I come back to Penny, Penny knows. So what you're going to find is, especially if you go out to like Facebook or something and you stay up and you come back, you're going to see a pending button right here. And that's her way of reminding you, you said you're going to do this contact. Did you do it? And I love that because sometimes we do the contact, we do the communication, but we forget to log it. She's going to remind you. So if you ever see pending next to it, it's because she knows you went to go do it. And she's like, how'd that go? Once you've completed it, you're going to tap on the big blue complete button. And then if it's a reach out with a prospect, Penny's going to ask you how it went. You get to categorize how that actually went. This is fantastic because based on how you categorize it, she is then going to suggest a schedule for when you touch base, when you follow up with them. So I'm going to put potential associate. And based on that, awesome. Penny will then, based on that, she actually will typically ask you when you want to touch base. There it is. So she's like, okay, great. When do you want it? She's suggesting 7 days from now, but gives you an option to change it if you would like to do it sooner or later. You can pick the date like I showed you earlier, or you can choose any of these options. Also, you'll notice that add notes and tags button is going to be right there front and center because she is encouraging you to add any extra notes from the communication that you just had. You can also add any tags there as well too. And then once you've done that, you'll tap on done and the task will be completed. In addition to the task being completed, you'll have an opportunity to move on to the next task, right? I want to get you in activity. You'll notice that the check mark will be right there to let you know that you've checked it off, that you've completed it. Okay, so X is always going to mark the spot here on the app. So I'm going to go back right here. And what I want to show you is just a little something here with some of your team care, with some of your customer care tasks. Let me tap on Reconnects. When I tap on Reconnects, we talked about Reconnects as someone who hasn't ordered within 120 days. I'm just going to tap on Patricia to show you a little something. Whenever you tap on any of your customers, you're going to see what they've purchased in this year. So since the beginning of 2022, you'll see their purchases. So I can see what Patricia's purchased. I can also tap on more details and see more of that information. I can even see the tax and the shipping she paid, which is pretty powerful. I'm going to tap on X to go back, show you a couple other things. With all of the people, whether it's anyone in it, when you're on the task pad here, whether it was Tim earlier or here with Patricia, if you tap on their name, it's going to open up their contact card. And here in the contact card, you're going to see all sorts of juicy information. Notice I can see that Patricia not only lives in Emmons, Minnesota, but I can literally see the time. Sometimes we forget about time zones. I can also see the weather. So if you have nothing else to talk to them about, you can touch base with them about how the weather is right there, right now, which everybody loves to talk about the weather. This is where you're also going to have an ability to add and edit their contact information if you like. Just know that you're only editing for Penny. You're not editing for your Manatech back office. Manatech talks to Penny. Penny doesn't talk back. Okay. So just know that if you change something here, it's not going to change it in your Manatech back office. You're also going to be able to see the customer details. I know that Heike and Geraldine mentioned this. You're going to see the last time they ordered, their lifetime value for 2021 on, 2022, excuse me, on, and their average customer order size. How fantastic is that? So you get to see that, which gives you a lot of great information. You also see their contact information here. And if you tap here, this is details. If I go to activity, it's grayed out. If I tap on activity, there you're going to see any scheduled activity. I see that she's supposed to buy this bundle is coming up. Her order's coming up on May 25th. And I can see any past tasks that I've done here. It's pretty powerful information that you have all set right there for you. Okay. I'm going to X out of this. All of the tasks will have the similar task pad with the complete. Once you start it and get comfortable with it, you'll see it's very similar. Let me just come over to Team Care and show you on Team Care. Now, please note this. One of the reasons that it's great for your team to be using Penny is as more of your team uses Penny, Penny's going to get some more data to help you out with your associates. So let me show you this. If I tap on performance, now this is a demo account, but you will be able to see your performance month over month in graph formation here. So you'll see how you're doing. If you scroll up or down, I never get that right. You'll see how many new customers you have for the month, how many new associates, how many new orders, and as well as your average order size and your tasks completed inside of Penny. So it's going to give you visibility on how you're doing. This right here, you will be able to see for your associates as well too in your organization. So it gives you an ability. If someone comes to you and says, it's not working, I've done everything. My first suggestion to you is to come and look them up inside of the Team Care section and take a look, see how they're doing. If they haven't completed any tasks, again, this means they need to be in Penny. So, you might touch base with them and say, let's try completing some of those tasks and see what that does. So it gives you an ability to coach them and see how they're doing as well too. Note, you can also click here, and when you tap on personal enrolled, you'll see that same similar graph for you'll see more of these stats down here in graph formation. And then if you tap on team stats, you'll be able to see it overall for your team. All right, so that information is going to live inside the Team Care section. I'm going to tap on the X, come back to Team Care. When you tap on your team members, this is important, you are going to see your team members, and it goes generations and generations down. So as you click on and tap on any of them, you'll be able to see that information for them. Again, demo accounts, so these aren't real people, but you'll be able to see that information. Now I'm going to X out of this and show you one more other thing right here, the the invite. If we tap on invite, it's imperative for you now that Penny is available to so many of you to invite your team, because not only is it going to help their business, it's going to help you help them. So here, if you come here to team members, you can actually, it will show you, if you went to invite, these are all of my team members who are not in Penny right now. So if you click on any of them to invite them, you're going to have an ability to, it will automatically open up a text message that with content, there it is, saying, hope your business is booming. Have you tried Penny? I think you'd love it, and gives you this information right here. Now, of course, you can tweak this like anything else. You can go inside of it and tweak it, right? And customize it, but you can send these invites to your team members and invite them. If you do have Facebook pages, I encourage you to do the same. Take this content, just paste it in there and say who's on Penny, who's using Penny. If not, here's the link to go ahead and get Penny. So just know that that is there to help you and assist you in that way. All right, last little area here is the more section. In the more section, this is where you're going to see your entire content viewer, your content library. So you can see here, you'll see your most used content will be at the top. Any content from corporate, you can see they have 16 pieces of content that have links, 54 scripts. And if you scroll left and right, it'll give you any other content that's there for you. You'll also see your content. So and your team the content that's been shared with you. Always slide left and right. So you'll see if there's more information there, and then any other categories you make. So just know that's where you're going to find your content. You'll be able to play with that a little later. It's also where you're going to find all of your contacts. So all of your prospects, anyone you've put in there, your team members will all live here. And right here is where you're going to have live chat. If you'd like to talk to us, we don't expect you to remember all of this. We just want you to get into activity. You can live chat with people just like Miriam and Ruby. They'll be on, or our team will be on to help you out. And then if you like to watch videos or look at articles, we do have some videos and articles inside of here for you to take a look at. And then here at the top, any alerts you get, for example, when someone has clicked on your information that you've sent them, you're going to get a little alert right here. Here's my alerts letting me know about how I'm doing, as well as if anyone's clicked, that'll be on that little bell right there. Okay. I'm going to just show you a few different changes for the web version for those of you who love the web before we go. The web is going to open up again. We'll open up to the daily section, getting you an activity. Here at the top, it'll ask you how you feel today, and you can click on Easy Does It, as you remember before, Crank It Up, or Freight Train. So just know you can click on any of those, just double click, and it'll change the amount of tasks you have for the day. Now we know that you have a little more space on the web, so we give you a little bit more space here, and you get an odometer. So as you complete tasks here, your odometer will go from 0% to 100%. Your taskbar will be on the left-hand side. I'm just going to call out the content viewer here. When you click on the content viewer, my internet is slowing down. Come back to me. Just know the content viewer will be right there for you, and you'll be able to see your content wildly there. Okay. Yeah, that's unresponsive. Okay, maybe that's my cue to be quiet. So let me just show you a couple of things without clicking on them. Down here in the bottom right-hand corner of your screen where you see that blue circle, that's where you're going to go to chat. So if you want to chat with us and you need help, you'll do it right there. And the other thing I want to tell you is if you're someone who has all of your contacts in a spreadsheet, you probably don't want to add your contacts in one by one by one. I get that. If you come to the contact section on the computer, once you click on contacts, and I'm going to be bold and just refresh and see what happens. When you click on contacts, okay, you're going to see on the left-hand side, it'll say upload contacts or import contacts, excuse me. When you tap on import contacts, you have an opportunity to download a CSV sample or a spreadsheet sample. And once you do that, it'll show you the format. Just set up your spreadsheet in that format, and then you can upload all of your contacts into Penny all at once that way. So just know if you want to do them all, that's one way to do it. All right. With that, like I said, I think I have broken my internet. So that's a good place to pause and stop.
Wow, wow, wow. This is one of those apps that I truly believe is going to change the lives for everyone in a positive way. So for example, just quickly from my side, two things of the Penny app that stood out for me is one, it allows you through the app, because remember now the back office drags your entire team and all your contacts from your Mantech back office into the Penny app. So everything's on there for you. And then what it does is the app becomes your best friend, and she tells you and she reminds you, hey, reconnect with this person or reconnect with that person. So what the app has done for us, it has helped us to reconnect with loads of customers that have been our customers in the past 4 years, 3 years, 2 years of our Mantech journey to reconnect with them. And we got 5 positive hits because it's got a content message already inside the app. We just change it, we put our names in it, and we send the pre-written content message out to our previous customers, and we reconnect with them. The other thing is it allows you to put in the name of a prospect, all the detail that you have of the prospect, and then Penny helps you with the procedure of getting that prospect off the fence into your business. So there's no way that a name of a prospect can go missing on your names list ever again.
Okay, guys, thank you, Geraldine. It was lovely. Listen, thank you, Mackenzie, and everybody that was part of the team, and really it was such an incredible experience. And thank you to Manatech that is always trying to kind of advance and give us tools to build bigger and better businesses. And I think the big thing with Penny was to help you to connect with people. And because that's the one thing most associates struggle with, is to how do I connect with somebody? How do I make that initial contact? And Penny is all about connecting. You go into the Penny app and it tells you exactly every single day what to do, and Penny can do that for you. You still have to take the action, but Penny can do that for you. So it also helps you, you know, when your business gets quite huge, you can sometimes start getting flooded because you don't know where to focus and what to do. And Penny tells you exactly what to do every single day. So
it actually has those 3 options of taking it easy. The freight train, I know, is the fastest.
Yeah, a freight train, you can choose every day. How hard do you want to work? And Penny will tell you exactly how hard you need to. But I suggest you stay on freight train because it will really help your business grow. But the other thing I think what is so great is, first of all, the customer care cycle.
Yeah,
you're gonna really learn what customer service is all about. Okay, that's the first thing. And the other thing is truly people struggle to contact and invite and help people to invite people to look at information. And of course, in this app, you'll have a lot of scripts that you can send out to people to connect with them and to invite them. And what will happen is automatically with somebody that's new, they will learn the language, the network marketing language, in wanting to add value, wanting to show you something that I have, wanting to teach you, wanting to give you a gift, that it'll teach people how to connect. And
sure. So for example, just quickly, once your customer gets his product, the Penny app allows you in 2 to 5 working days, as you allow the customer to get the products, there's a script that it says, let's open your box together, this is your product. And Penny tells you exactly what is the customer's product purchase for the month. So everything is inside Penny app. There's no ways that we can't up our skill in terms of communication. And I think that is something, as our tool of the month says, business communication skills is the thing that our business needs.
Yeah, so it's really it's just, you know, there's no more excuse for you to have a Manatech business and not really reach out to people because they make it so easy. So we're super excited for the international rollout. So from South Africa and from the team, we guys love you lots. Thank you. Bye.
And here's the thing I want everybody on here to know. It's perfect whether you are a go-getter promoter or you're someone who is hesitant to talk to people and a little introverted. It's perfect for both of you. That's what I fell in love with. For me, in my business, we focused on customers. All of my top leaders, and many of them are on the call today, by the way, they started out as customers. And they got it from their head to their heart. And I like to tell people, Penny's about heart. It's about connecting with people, really building relationships. And that's who we are. So it was like a perfect fit when I discovered them. Other people brought it to Manatech besides me. I just happened to fall in love with it. Here's the thing. For me, I have a busy schedule. I'm a full-time caregiver and a full-time Manatech-er. And Penny, I've been tracking it, saves me 10 hours a week. And I'm connecting with people that haven't ordered, not in 2 or 3 months. I'm talking about people who haven't ordered in 7 and 8 years. And now they're beginning to share it with family and friends, where I can convert them from just being a customer to say, hey, you're good at this. Have you ever thought about doing what I'm doing? That's the beauty of Penny. You build a relationship. You get to know their birthdays, what they're ordering, everything, not in an intrusive way, in a business way. And for people who are more introverted, who don't like to ask questions, the pre-written scripts, as they talked about, are lovely. They're very, what do I want to say? They're just very human to human relationship. They're not just a cold script, a sales script. They really do speak heart to heart. Penny will equip you to have incredible reach, and she does it in the nicest way. So if you're worried about the training on this is so lovely. It is so bite-sized chunks for busy people. You can learn it as you go, and you can't break it. You can't break it. Play with it. You're not going to break it. Have fun with it. I like the freight train because I like to get things done, but there's days, in fact, last week I was pretty off my numbers. And you know what? Penny remembers and reminds you when you get back to work. Nothing falls through the cracks. And I can't say that has ever been a truth in my business for the last 24 years, because plenty of people fell through the cracks, and Penny is finding them for me. So some of you are just getting started. Heavens, this is perfect for you. You'll learn it from the get-go. Some of us are around for a long time and we have huge groups. Wonderful. You will begin to reconnect with them in bite-sized chunks that won't disrupt your life. Play with Penny. She's a lot of fun. And people like Roxanne and all the customer service people are par excellence. They are there for us. So enjoy it. We are on the cutting edge of something in the network marketing industry. We have something many companies don't have, and they're going to want what we have. And Manatech is having it for us for free. I don't know how long that'll be for, but I have to tell you, and Penny doesn't sleep, and Penny doesn't take days off. And Penny, I think she's permanently on plus. So, y'all, please, listen to me. I sound like I'm in Texas now. I hope you all get into Penny right up to your elbows and really enjoy it, because I know I sure do. Onward.